no, enough. Goonie Google, loony cuckoo like Ariga knew off Newsoo Review, but who knew the mask had a loose screw? Hell could hardly tell, had to tighten it up like the Drells and Archie Bell. It speaks well of the hyperbase, wasn't even tweaked and it leaked into cyberspace. Couldn't wait for the snipes to place, at least a track listing, bone print typeface.
Okay, sup dudes, it's episode 19. I had some kind of intro, but I forgot what it was, so that's what you get. Paul, you were saying there was a segue about the cranes. You finished Frasier. What's up with that, dude?
Yeah, you were talking about the
the cranes on the dust cover.
You were talking about the dust cover with the cranes, and I said, speaking of cranes, I finished the Frasier show, 11 seasons. Took my time with it.
What happens at the end? I don't even remember.
Well, he was like with that girl that was like a matchmaker.
That blonde chick?
Yeah, and then she like moved back to Chicago, and then he had like a flashback episode, and then they all...
Oh yeah, the croc?
Yeah, then, you know, Martin and Niles, their lives are moving on in a significant way, and then Frasier up and leaves again, like he did in Cheers. But he ends up somewhere you wouldn't expect.
Where does it show where he goes? Because I don't even remember that.
Yeah, he says it at the last... I'm trying to be spoiler-free, but here's spoilers.
Dude, that show's been over for like 30 years.
I think the audience is barely watching it now.
The audience? Well, boo on the audience.
Yeah,
How about that?
like Raph. He's barely on like season 2.
I know, we keep spoiling it for him. Well, he should speed it up then. I mean, that's not our problem.
Yeah.
He's gonna hear this, and he's gonna get angry.
Yeah, but yeah, it was I think at the end he ends up going to Chicago where that girl's at, because he was supposed to go to San Francisco for this like new radio job position, and then he's just like, fuck that, I'm gonna go with the love of my life. That was
is Chicago where the reboot's taking place as well?
The what?
The reboot.
The reboot.
Oh, I have no idea. I thought you said the weeboo.
The weeaboo.
What's
Because I'm a weeaboo. I live at my mom's house. I'm like 32. I watch Asian cartoons.
But yeah,
I'm a weeaboo.
this morning I felt like Fred, because I actually picked up 2 CDs.
What'd you get?
What?
Yeah. Like I said, I was trying to go to the professional drum shop in LA, but apparently they're closed on Labor Day. And
Who does that?
yeah, I know, right? I have it
Laborers.
off so I can go. And then
It's Labor Day. You celebrate work. You should be working more. Double shift.
Yeah,
That's right, bitch.
should be open longer all day.
Yeah.
We're still doing this. Come on.
That's right, you bitches with days off.
Yeah, so I went over there, closed, so I went over to, you know, the Guitar Centers, the Sam Ashers over there too, to find like basically like a tom rack stand, but of course they didn't have it. Apparently Sam Ash has a feud with Pearl and they don't carry their product anymore.
All
And
right.
then Guitar Center is not Drum Center, so they didn't have it. So I ended up going to Amoeba to kill time. So
Nice.
I picked up Brodequin Festival of Death, because I've been just listening to that like so much, like over and over and over and over again. So I was like, let me just get the physical CD and shit.
Sure.
And then like literally an hour before we started, I went over to Lock and Shock, and I just picked up a bunch of like shirts and shit, and I ended up getting a Syphilic CD, the Composition
Syphilic?
of Murder. Yeah, brutal death metal shit.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that that like one man project?
Yeah, Terminus.
Oh,
covered 'em.
yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, and then I walked out of there with the Devourment shirt, Disgorge, and Blasphemer, and Future Pile hat and pin.
Damn, full wigger
Very
mode.
nice.
Yeah. I was going back to my roots. I was like, I remember having all that shit like in middle school and high school, and I was like, grew out of it, so
Nah, it's always good to come back.
yeah, I needed to go back and get that shit. He
Yeah.
still had like the
kind of
same
got
shirts.
into what's that? Oh,
Like-
the same shirts that you had originally.
Yeah, like there's
Yeah.
like the two Future Power ones I wanted to get, but he only had them in large because I guess they're like his shirts that he gets, and he's like, yeah, I just don't fit in them, so I'm just selling them. And says he has like 80 like of his, and then like directly from the bands, and then the rest are the regular ordered.
Hey
Yeah,
Paul,
there's
how's
an old
the,
picture of you
the
with
third
Future
Broadway
Pile
album?
shirt.
The third Broadway album.
Yeah, I have the first two, and I dig them. I don't pull them out super often because I need to be in the mood for it. But I've never gotten around to listening to the third one.
Yeah, you and me are in the same boat because I only listen to Instruments of Torture and Festivals of Death. I haven't
Alright,
checked out
fair
that
enough.
third one, but they did have that shirt there. I was like, oh shit, but I was caught in a pickle, so I ended up just leaving it there because I haven't listened to it.
Pickle Paul.
Yeah,
Caught in a pickle.
yeah, Pickle
He's
I'm
Paul.
there.
Pickle
Internet slanders.
Paul.
Pickle Paul didn't want to be Poser Paul, so so I didn't pick it up. But yeah, I haven't checked it out. I need to though. Just been too preoccupied with the other two albums because it's so great.
I need to check out some of Brodequin's stuff because I've heard a little bit of it, not too much in depth though.
Fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I told you some of the stuff I was listening to recently.
I know
like,
you came around. I was like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah. Dripping is fucking awesome.
Yeah, Dripping is fucking awesome.
I listened to the Wormed album. I know that's like the Everyman's fucking brutal death metal band, but
Still
it's
fucking
great. Yeah, dude. There's like black metal chording parts in there too. There's all kinds of shit going on, like fast as hell.
Yeah, and then you brought in I guess like what, the drummer and the vocalist or something are part of that Black Death.
Yeah, Godus.
Yeah, that shit
Oh yeah,
was fucking sick.
that was a great call.
Yeah, I didn't even like think to check on what else they've done, but of course it's good. Or at least that
I
project.
Yeah.
I haven't pulled that album out in like probably over a decade.
God damn.
Yeah, dude. I found Wormed. I remember coming across that Godus, and it must have been close to around the time it came out. It probably was. I want to say late 2009 was the last time that I heard that. So it's been quite a while.
Yeah.
I remember getting it pretty early on. Like I started listening to metal around 2000, right? And this came out in 2004. I probably got it a couple months after it came out. I'm pretty sure I found it in a used store. And I listened to it, and it, I was like, oh, it's all right. I didn't think much about it, and I think I played it one or two times after that, and then for the most part, it's just out on my shelf. But pulling it out again this past weekend, it's just shit. This is a great album.
Gotta
The
have that on
vocals,
your top spins, bro.
Yeah, the vocals almost reminded me of Sacramentary a little bit, like on some parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I mean, it's kind of just somewhat straightforward Norse core nuclear metal, but it's just really well done, I guess.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I love.
No,
that's
not at
probably
all.
like my favorite black metal is like that nuclear shit.
Yeah, that's kind of becoming my favorite too. Even when it comes to like heavy metal stuff,
It's
there was
fucking.
some Polish band.
I was gonna say fucking Ice
Mhm.
came out with a new album. That one
I
was
know.
great too.
You heard the whole thing already?
Yeah,
I haven't
which
given it
one?
a full ice.
Imperial Crystalline Entombment.
Mhm.
Oh, that, yeah. I haven't heard the whole thing yet.
We are still fucking ice. Yeah, I need to give that whole thing a listen. I haven't listened to the entire thing yet. A couple songs, like the first 3, I think.
Where the Bunsen buys.
Yeah, there you go.
But
Wow. Hey,
yeah.
if anyone out there wants the Godus album, Jesus Christ, it's like dirt cheap.
Oh, is it? It's like not even a buck or what?
Like, it's not available for where I am, but there's a guy in Greece selling it for $1.90. Well, €1.90, whatever. €2, $2.99, €2.90, €3, €3, $3.49, $3.49, $3.99.
I'll wait for the drop.
Wait for it to go on sale.
He's like, just take it, man.
Did you say you bought the T-shirt?
Yeah, I got the package for the fucking ice shit. It looks sick, so I always like the odd colored shirts instead of like the black ones.
Man, sick ass consumer.
Yeah, I went bug mode.
Nah, that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do sometimes. Not all the time. You'll have no money if you do that all the time.
Yeah, I had some burning a hole in my pocket, so ended up just spending it.
I bought tickets to my first
Your first
post-pandemic
metal show?
concert.
Your first? I remember my first metal show.
First metal
ever.
show.
It's like a little party.
He.
What is it? The Gorguts one?
The CC.
Yeah, Cannibal Corpse, Mayhem, Gorguts, and Blood Incantation.
You should be the alien suit guy. This
Yeah.
time.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Yeah, this time
I'm
you do
gonna
it.
be. I will be.
Dude, you ever hear J-Dog from Hell's Headbangers? He calls Cannibal Corpse CC.
Mm-hmm.
And then he calls
fair enough.
Mortician the Tish.
Yeah.
The Tish.
The Tish.
Yeah.
You don't know the fucking Tish?
Oh, yeah, I had your... I had no idea that Euronymous checked out Tish.
Did Euronymous check out the Tish?
Yeah, because that's what I guess he had an interview with the guy from Mortician, and he was saying that, you know, he got to listen to like their demo and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, damn, I didn't like fucking think that was a, you know, possibility in this. That you even check out the Tish.
I'm pretty sure in one of the obituary reissues they call themselves Oh Bitch.
Oh yeah, oh bitch.
Oh Bitch.
I remember when I first heard, or first discovered Obituary. I didn't know how to read correctly, or I didn't know what words were. So I thought they were called obituary.
Oh, you're telling me, man. You remember
I know.
how I pronounce shit.
Lobotomy. I remember you called them lobotomy. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that was,
Lobotomy. That's a good one.
what was
No, the
fucking-
obituary thing's pretty bad too.
What was that
Obituary.
album called?
What the fuck? Legions of Beelzebub.
Yeah, lobotomy. Fucking 666, I think they're called.
Yeah, probably. I think they're from South America or something.
Yeah, it was
They
like
were-
some deicide shit.
Yeah. Some deicide kind of infested type of music, right?
Yeah, that shit was
Yeah.
pretty fun for that time.
Yeah. Legions of Beelzebub.
Oh, it's lobotomy, but all the O's are sixes.
Right. Where are they from?
Argentina.
To
Ah.
six me.
Oh, I checked out their. I probably got to check out their first two albums, but the one I heard was Legions of Beelzebub from 2004.
This guy looks like Will from Mortician.
Oh yeah, on
in
the
band
left.
picture. Yeah. I've never heard their other stuff either. I didn't know they were so old.
Technology.
Technology.
Oh, that looks
And you
like a
got-
cool cover.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what we heard. Legions of Beelzebub, and it's like claymation demons. It looks kind of off-putting.
Whoa, man, their album art for the first two albums are like totally off-putting. I wonder what they sound like. Or not even
Who?
off-putting, but just like completely different from what I would think they would be. Because based off hearing, you know, Legions of Beelzebub, the other ones look like progressive death metal albums.
What is this label? 4G? Maybe got to check out some of this crap. Maybe not though.
Fred, that's your assignment. Check out this label for next week.
I can do that.
Dude, I was going off the label of that Wormed got their album released. I forget what they were called, but it's a lot of good stuff on there. That's what the Dripping. That's where Dripping was coming from, and that Vomit Remnants
Oh yeah, they're sick
and
too.
Blunt Force Trauma,
Mm-hmm.
and basically everything on there is pretty good. There was another one that was pretty cool. I think they were called
Macabre Mementos?
Terminally. Yeah, Macabre Mementos. There was a band called Terminally Your Aborted Ghost.
Oh,
that
yeah.
band is pretty weird.
Yeah, all these bands are fucking sick. Eternal Suffering.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's all like
Digestive Flesh.
experimental death metal, right?
Yeah.
You remember I was telling you about Fred? Do you know who Necropolis is from the U.S. The
Rock
tank
band, right?
guys? No, it's It's like experimental new wave British heavy metal, but with death metal vocals. It's the vocalist of Gomorrah
From the U.S. or U.K.?
from the UK. Sorry, US.
Oh,
Yeah, UK.
No, I don't know that Necropolis.
Yeah, Shannon, the guy who comments on videos, he had mentioned them, but it's weird. Like I was familiar with the main band that the two guys were in. They were in a band called Adam God. You know who that is?
No.
It's kind of it's kind of related to Tank. Like these guys have ties to Tank, and then it's the main guy, bassist vocalist in this like strange death metal project where they only have one album, and it kind of I don't know. It kind of got me thinking about where new wave British heavy metal bands would go, and I feel like a lot of it is unexplored. Like just the fact that those '90s albums are so strange. Like Adam God is pretty weird too. I'm just wondering if there's any other kind of new wave British heavy metal bands, or just heavy metal in general from the early '80s. Like, did any of those really branch off into anything super experimental? I guess Hex would probably be one of those, right? Now that I think about it.
Not sure.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hard for me to say because I don't tend to venture into those bands too often.
Well, you guys know Hex, right? That's kind of an interesting transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you know, I wanted to bring up something that we talked about during the post show last week. We didn't record, but me and Paul were talking about it. Fred, you pulled up a picture of the band Sorrow, and we were saying like,
Yeah.
oh, if you're playing death metal, you should be ugly. You shouldn't be like a pretty boy. And if you're playing black metal, you should be autistic. And Paul goes Galicia, and I go, yeah, exactly, too.
No, we said that when you play, Black Death, you're gonna be, ugly and autistic, and
Right.
I said Galicia.
Yeah. And I said, you're laughing because it's true.
Yep.
If the
That's
shoe
right.
fits.
Run
right?
away, little boy. If the shoe, yeah, the shoe does fit, I think. Oh, there was something else we were talking about that I had just thought of too. We were talking about like fucking moments on stage where bands, I don't know, fuck up or fall or whatever.
Yeah.
There's one of Der Stürmer. Do you remember that?
No.
The Der Stürmer fall?
No. The Shimmer's Fall.
No, I haven't seen that.
I don't know if it's still on YouTube just because, it's Der Stürmer. But they're playing the song Der Stürmer, and they're opening the set, and the guitar player, right when they start the song, he goes to lean his foot on the monitor, stage monitor, and stumbles. Whoops!
Huh.
It's pretty good.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, the Der Stürmer stage fall.
That's funny.
Yes!
The last one I saw was the Nada Frost one. I think we spoke about that last week. It's
Yeah,
it's rough.
Sweatpants.
I saw an edit of it where they added like a Super Mario pipe right under him, so it just goes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's going to Mario World.
Yep.
Or Yoshi Island or whatever. I was gonna say, like you said, Paul, you bought the Putrid Pile shirt, right?
No, I got a hat and a pin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I remember. Do you still have that shirt? There's like old pictures of us, and you're wearing a Putrid Pile T-shirt.
No, they don't fit, so I forget exactly what I did with them, but I don't think I have them anymore.
Yeah, I know. Same. All my old shirts from that time are like given away to Anthony. I think Anthony still wears them, even though they're too small.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I was like, let me get a new batch in.
Yeah, that's against Justin Horville's wishes too. He's like, I need a 2X or 3X, fucking man sizes. 2X or 3X, man sizes.
Yeah, he's like
guy-
Conan and shit.
Yeah, the guy from Possessed, when he was interviewing him, he's like, my first thoughts of you. I go, wow, this guy smells good and he's really handsome. That was Jeff, by the way.
Thanks, Barbara.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
I'm wearing a really old shirt right now. The thing must be from like 2006, 7.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, Fred. I know you collect CDs, but How about
What's your
other
T-shirt
merch?
collection looking
Yeah.
like?
So, like, if a
Here we
shirt
go.
doesn't fit anymore, or if it's gotten to the point where it's not wearable anymore, I just get rid of them. But, yeah, I know.
Do you
But-
give them away or do you throw them away?
It depends on their condition. Like, if it's too small for me, then I'll give it away. If it's like torn up or whatever, then I'll just toss it. But
How many band shirts did you say you have right now?
I don't know.
And what are we looking at? What's in your regular rotation for band shirts? Like, what are your favorites?
I'd say like I probably have like 40 maybe.
Okay.
Right now I'm wearing a goat horn shirt. That's a Toronto heavy metal doom band. They became a Cauldron, or one of
Oh,
them
yeah.
went on to Cauldron.
okay. Yeah, I remember
So-
Cauldron. They were kind of cool.
Yeah. Goat Horn was a lot of fun. I saw them live a couple times. Once at a place called Bovine Sex Club. But in any case, regular rotation of shirts. Let's see. I have a couple of Abruptum shirts that I really like.
Nice.
Slut Vomit
Oh,
makes
Slut
frequent
Vomit's
rotation.
awesome.
Yeah.
I was thinking of showing them to you, Paul. You might like them. You think Paul would like that stuff? It's like thrashing
It's black.
war metal.
It's black thrash sort of thing. Particularly aggressive.
And I love that name. That's such a good name for a band.
Right.
Slut Vomit.
I love any band that has the word vomit in their name.
No, but it's not even evil if you think about it. It's just like Slut Vomit. Oh, some slut fucking barf. That's great. That's a really good name. Like
I'm
it a
fine
lot.
with it, yeah.
Yeah, totally cool.
Oh, what else? So a lot of my really old shirts, like I lost a decent amount of weight, so I have shirts that are just too big for me now that I don't get rid of, but I don't really wear them because they're a little baggy. But the smaller ones tend to wear more. So I have an old Zaster and an old Twilight shirt. Twilight, the American band that had members of like Leviathan and Zaster and all that. all those
I
other
don't think I've
bands.
ever heard that crap of you, Paul.
Mm-mm.
The first album was okay, but I mean nothing to write home about. I don't know why.
There's like a million
got the
bands.
shirt,
Let's
but-
see.
I was gonna say, why do you got the shirt?
I mean, I liked the album at the time, but it's definitely not like the best thing out there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If it was
this-
a Greek,
okay, this
if
is
it was
one.
the Greek Twilight, I'd be a lot more stoked about it.
Hmm.
That's more
Um,
familiar to me. Yeah, the Greek Twilight.
I have an
Gotta check that crap out,
Acherontas
too.
shirt that I like wearing.
Man,
A
but,
Hunok shirt. That's the Hungarian folk / black metal band, depending on the release. I have a shirt that has the Impurity and Sex Messiah split artwork on it. That one's fun to wear.
nice.
Sex Messiah been around for a while. I feel like they barely just kind of. I barely heard of them just because Nuclear War Now like had them at their fest.
They're not like super old, but
They don't seem to be that
Impurity.
super known like before Nuclear War Now, right? Didn't seem like that to me.
no, I don't think so. Well, I think they only like released the album fairly recently, right? So, was it? I don't know Sex Messiah really well, but yeah, that's it. Like a lot of my other shirts, like I have a Pest and Well shirt I like, and a Nuclear Hammer shirt that I like, but they're a bit big on me, so I don't tend to wear them.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
often.
man, Big's in. You gotta
Big is
rock
in,
it.
man. Yeah, rock the big shirt.
Yeah.
I gave up on
Yeah.
the small shirt in high school, dude. It's over. It's so over.
No, like small shirts work for me right now. It's I'm happy with them.
Showing off your pectorals, eh?
Yeah, I mean, no, there's a whole lot to show, but I mean, why not?
Yeah, I only have the Necromantic Worship T-shirt, the 2X.
There you go. Man size.
Nocturnal Blood 2X, Antediluvian 1X. I don't know why
Oh,
all
you
my
know
shirts
what?
are like Black Death.
The Galicia shirt
Oh yeah, I
that you
have that
sent
too.
me, it's a large, but it actually fits me pretty slim, so it's in frequent rotation.
Fuck yeah, high five.
Didn't seem like it. No, just kidding.
I have a Vacuous Depths shirt that I wear a lot. That one's But like the thing is though, now I have to go pick up my kid from school, right? So I have to be like cognizant of what I'm wearing. Like I can't.
You
show
can't
up
be wearing
there
like boobs or something.
Yeah, exactly. I have a Blasphemy shirt from back when they played in Montreal. I want to say like
With
2008,
boobs?
2009. Yeah, it's the Gods of War shirt. So,
Oh, okay.
you know the girl.
Yeah, but that
in the
one's like
chariot.
tasteful.
Yeah, I mean it's not like.
It's not gory, horrible. It's like majestic looking.
Yeah, no. The Second Messiah one is like it's more obscured, but it's you know, a naked girl on an altar with you know, the usual sacrifice kind of scenario.
What about a vest? Do you have a vest with patches on it?
I do, and it's really old. I haven't added to it in like probably a decade as well. Like I still wear it, but I don't add to it unless it's something I can like put zero effort into, like a pin.
What's your back patch?
I have two, so I have Old Funeral and I have Torgeist.
That's good. That's a good combo.
Yeah, because I didn't want like just black metal and just death metal on there, so I decided to have a back patch of each. And let's see, what else do I have on there? I have Horna, I have Neburos from Colombia,
Ah.
Reincarnation also from Colombia,
Mm-hmm.
Krieg from the U.S.,
Krieg.
Epitaph from Sweden,
Confusion.
Vlad Tepes and Mutilation. I have Marduk. I have Azagal, Svolder. Is that how you pronounce that? Svolder.
Yeah, the Islamic guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Sortilegia. Nice.
Sortilegia.
I don't remember the rest. I'm sure there's more. Oh, I have an Abruptum patch on the shoulder. That thing's great.
There you go.
I love Abruptum.
Paul, what did you have on
I
your
love
vest?
Abruptum.
The Pleasure to Kill T-shirt
Yeah,
cut out.
Yeah, I can't even remember. Like I had like.
You had a bunch of homemade ones.
Yeah, I got to the point where I was just like drawing them, and it was like.
Did I get you into doing that?
Yeah, because you gave me the cranium one.
Yeah, I saw somebody do that at a Toxic Holocaust show, and I thought it was cool. In like middle school, yeah, somebody would just take like white T-shirt and then trace logos
Mm-hmm.
on them, like really like pretty good. And his whole vest was just that, just like these white homemade logos with like Sharpie marker. And I made a bunch of those too. It's kind of easy. You do it like it's easy if you do it on the window because then you get the full trace, like with the sunlight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I had
And
like,
you don't got to spend any money.
well, like.
I feel like that can turn
Negro
out really
shit.
well or really, really shitty.
Well, we went to a ghoul show.
Oh yeah.
And they sprayed blood, and Paul's homemade patches got all, inked with
got-
fake blood.
Blood stain.
Mhm.
It was like the SpongeBob where that fish is like doing his fucking book, and then it's like all red ink coming in.
Oh yeah, his memoirs in
Yeah.
red ink. Yeah.
It gets all washed away. Yeah. But yeah, I haven't touched those since I don't even know, like sophomore year or something.
What? You still have a vest?
I think I have them around. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know what happened to mine. I think I tore off all the patches and gave them away, and probably just gave the vest away to somebody. I think I might have given it to Christian. I don't even remember.
And then you
Oh,
just
I-
have
I-
all your pins on Chef, huh?
Yeah, I have like a chef from South Park, like a plush kind of thing, and all the band pins I have are just on the apron.
I pulled up a picture of my jacket. I forgot some of the best patches. Insanity from the U.S. Drawn and Quartered. Black Funeral.
Or when the good
Abhorrer.
ones coming.
Abhorrer.
War is good.
Pentagram from Chile.
Chile.
Grotesque.
I had a grotesque patch too. I had an old lady driver's patch. I
Mhm.
think I still have a.
Nice.
You can see like one of my old vests on T-shirt Slayer. I think my profile is still up there.
Oh, and one just for Paul. Morbid Saint.
There you go.
Nice.
And a bunch of pins, but no, I can't get into this.
Yeah, what are your pins? Just kidding.
The pins? What do I got? Sororicide, Void Meditation Cult, Randy,
Sororicide, nice.
Deceased, Pile Driver, Mega Slaughter, Heavy Load, Exodus. There's like a Batman pin, a Cheech and Chong pin. There's
Saw
an
Paul
American
ages
flag
ago.
and a swastika and a Totenkopf and what else is there? I can't even see it. It's like turned the other way. Oh, Black Witchery. I don't know. There's other ones up there too. I just forget. It's like turned the other way.
Can Black Witchery put something new out eventually? Like, that'd be great.
Nah, we got enough. We could just listen to those albums over and over again.
Yeah, I've heard enough.
Yeah, all right. I've heard enough. I'm referring to that Sonic
The
Kid.
last album was what, over 10 years ago?
Do they still play? I don't even know.
I don't know. I'm sure they do. I think they were in like one of the more recent Nuclear War Now festivals, but I know, what's his name? Impurath. He did
Mhm.
participate in a recent recording. I forgot who it was, but I was surprised to see him show up on there.
I actually met, I believe it was their drummer or one of their drummers.
Oh, Vothana. He did vocals on the last Vothana album.
One of the guys from Black Witchery?
Yeah, Impurath.
Really?
Yeah, guest vocals on one of the tracks.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, well he was live with fucking Goat Penis in 2016.
Oh, there you go.
And Amputator. I always forget about Amputator. I kind of want to check them out again.
Oh yeah, Amputator was great.
Amputator and this other band another war metal band who I want to check out again, Bestial Raids. Ooh.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. What's that? The third album. I really like that one. Hang on. Primeval Damnation. That one's really good. Second album, not third.
So you know one last thing. Since you were talking about the T-shirts, I wanted to bring up. I saw some stupid meme where it's like it wasn't even a meme. It was just like a thing. It said, "Can we bring back long sleeve shirts under a short sleeve shirt?" And I was thinking, you know what? That's me and Paul. We always talk about this is a good look. This is a bad look. The long sleeve shirt under the short sleeve shirt. It's a good look.
Yeah, Anthony Jr.
I would-
did that shit.
Yeah, I always thought that was a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's a good look. And when I see a good look, I'll let you guys know because it's not that often. It's usually just bad looks.
Dan's good looks.
That's right.
I don't know. If
Yeah,
I can pull it
it's
off.
like a tip section. You don't want to dress like me, kids. Basketball shorts, giant T-shirt, and slip-on Skechers, dude.
Dude, I saw your Star Trek shoes at the store. I was like, what the fuck?
Star Trek shoes.
Yeah, like those look like some sci-fi.
Mine look awesome.
Yeah, the ones that are like all black and like it like goes above your ankle, right?
No, I'll take a picture of what I got right now. Mine looks stylish, dude.
Didn't you
Like, I
have
put it-
some that were like sci-fi?
Yeah, I had some really stupid like all black ones. Those look fucking retarded.
Yeah, those ones.
Yeah. But they were really comfortable. But yeah, I will say they make me look like a fucking retard. Here, I'll send you the shoe that I got. Oh my god, this picture looks so stupid. It's like a fucking cluttered desk, and the shoes on top of my notes.
Let's see.
Nah, I sent it to the You like that? Look at that fucking mess.
Those are good notes.
That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. That's a good shoe, my man.
Well, it's no high top Reeboks, but
Yeah, let me get my high top Reeboks. Let me get my skin tight jeans. Look, I'm from the '80s. Just, can you play something good? How about that? Can you listen to something good
can you?
instead of dressing really cool?
Yeah,
Can you?
can you dress like the nowadays, just baggy sandals? You're good.
I don't dress like this because it's nowadays. I mean, hey, maybe subconsciously, maybe, but I just dress like this because it's fucking comfy. And I'm old now. I'm about to be 30, and
Shut up.
I am. No, but it feels good. It feels good. I was telling Paul and the other guys, like, being in your 20s is so fucking gay. People in their 20s are... I hate them. I hate people in their 20s. They're all know-it-all, like, hip, I just don't like it. I'm glad to be in my 30s. I'm glad to be an adult. Glad to be old. Feels good. Embrace it. That's all I gotta say about that.
All right, we're off your lawn, man. We got it.
Yeah, get off my lawn. Sip. Okay. Well, you guys ready?
I was born ready.
All right. Fred, what
Not for
the
this.
fuck are we doing, man? What do we got here, dude? And why?
Limp Bizkit's
And what the
$3 bill, y'all.
Is that an album?
Classic debut album from Limp Bizkit. No. We have
Thought that was next
Malaysian
week.
band Suffercation. Suffercation.
Wait,
Because-
Fred, not suffocation?
Not Suffocation. They got a cease and desist letter from the American band.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. They released their demo as Suffocation, and then they got a cease and desist letter from Suffocation's management, and they had to change.
I
So they
heard
changed to
some.
Suffocation.
I heard something like that from Radio Free Innsmouth. I thought it was something like Suffercation was really influenced by Suffocation, but I guess this is the actual story. They got a cease and desist letter.
Yeah, no, it's not that they were necessarily influenced because they're pretty contemporary. Like,
Yeah, I didn't,
Suffocation like originated in like the late '80s, right? So they were contemporaneous. And I
I'll just say
suspect the
with
same
that,
thing happened to Flesh Crawl as well, because they were called Suffocation early on too.
Yeah.
I think they probably got a similar letter.
I'll just say real quick, this album didn't sound like I expected it to. That's yeah.
We should probably mention which album.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep it going, dude. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, it's all good. So I think generally speaking, people consider the first album, Day of Darkness, to be their classic, but I went with the second album, Cryptic Existence.
Yeah, this
'cause
one
that
looks
was
nasty.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
based off
like-
the covers, that shit looks nasty.
The cover's
First one?
great, isn't it? It's
Mhm.
so mysterious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the vocals sound like.
They do, actually.
My pop said my dad walked by when I was listening to this today. He said it sounded like two gorillas in cages yelling at each other.
Funny story in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was it.
There was actually like a YouTube comment when I was listening to the album, and I guess it was a drummer, and he was commenting. He's like, "Yeah, we did this shit in like fucking." He said like an hour or something. He recorded. It was like the fastest recorded album.
Yeah, 30 hours.
No, not 30 hours. What? Did it say that?
Yeah, it said 30 hours.
Oh, okay. Damn. Yeah, now I'm in 2 days. But
It kind of sounds like it.
didn't they say that about our winter, not winter, fucking Warriors Chalice? They're like, oh,
Yeah.
it sounds like they had exactly like the amount of time the record is to record it. Yeah.
That's not
The
too.
recording
That's not
session
too.
for the album was less than one of our podcasts.
It's not too off. I mean, we just kind of like record live and then it's over. And then we did like the what do you call that? The over reamping thing. We did that.
Yeah. But
It was
yeah,
light.
this one's fucking sick though. Yeah, he said it only took 30 hours, fastest recording session ever in Malaysia. And weren't
World
they
record.
Weren't they like the first band, like death metal band in Malaysia too?
Yeah,
They're
probably.
definitely one of the earliest. I think they might have been the first to release an album.
Oh yeah, that's what it says.
But there's there's others that were along with them, like Langswear and Senseless, Brain Dead. But I don't think that too many. I think because when Day of Darkness came out in '92, I think the Senseless album might have come out in '92 as well. But yeah, there wasn't a ton of bands stomping around at that point, releasing albums, anyways.
Yeah. I
But-
also saw like after doing a little, like trying to do a little bit of research on this band, because everywhere you look, it's fucking Suffocation.
Yeah, they want to correct you on Google.
Yeah. No, it's Suffercation. But
Stupid autocorrect.
I guess they were like on the news, and they're like playing one of their songs, and I guess they're getting interviewed, and they're saying like how their music is like banned and shit, and like what else are they saying? Like
Why
talking
was their
about
music band?
I guess just like it's like the government like censored like death metal and shit
All
back
right.
in the day. Yeah,
Oh wow.
I wonder for what purpose.
watch the video. But yeah, the news reporter is like asking about the lyrics and shit, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I can't talk about that." But yeah, they're saying like they're just trying to sound like Morbid Angel and shit, which makes sense for the time that they're coming out with their shit.
Sinister as well
Mm,
is like a straight up influence for them.
yeah.
And I straight up hear Deicide too.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
whole time I heard Deicide.
For me, as a whole, the album kind of sounds like Swedish death metal crashes into Deicide. I love the guitar tone on this. The thing is just really, it feels really dirty.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
fucking
really
filthy.
fucked up.
Yeah. But there's one track, and it probably shows up in a few, but this one, like, it really stood out to me. The 8th track, Deviate Invocation. I got a really dirty Sarcophago feeling from that one.
That's
So-
interesting.
Yeah.
There's really a ton of stuff going on in this album. Like,
Dude, the solos are like proficient as fuck, and like just
And
having
they're
the leads
everywhere.
and the melodies in there, like they're so sick. Like just when you don't expect them, they just like come out with like some emotional ass part, and then just go back into the fucking depths of ugliness and shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's a really good amount of like melody in here, and it's kind of spread out throughout the album, so it doesn't get to
Yeah,
to be too much.
Yeah, it's not like a band like flipping between those things. It comes in like sparingly, but enough for it to be
Regular,
Yeah,
like regularly, yeah.
yeah, it's not like, oh, here's the pretty riff, here's the ugly riff, here's that, and
No,
The-
it works
track
really
I
well.
picked, the track I picked for us to listen to has one of those, like, kind of in the first couple minutes, it, like, just flips into a random melodic part, and it's really cool.
yeah, it is. And these songs are pretty long, actually. They're like, well, like 5 minutes or so. Like, there's a couple that are, I think the last one's like 6 or something.
Yeah. And like the entire like last half of that last track is just like wild solos too.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's one of my favorite things on the solo. Like they're really proficient solos, but they're wild. Like they kind of remind me of Morbid Angel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it doesn't seem like they're doing like thrash type of shit. I was definitely getting like the Trey thing, but obviously not on the same level as that. But they're definitely trying, and you can hear what they're going for.
Paul, does this make up for Lullaby?
I don't think anything will, but this was a good pick. No, but this is good.
Yeah, I love the Malaysian death metal scene in general, and this is the album that's stuck out to me the most. They kind of went down a weird.
Yeah, didn't they go
path
heavy
after
metal?
this. I haven't heard a lot of it, but it was kind of like I think it might have been like new metal direction. I'm not sure though. I haven't spent really any time with those mid-period albums. I think the last 2 albums were, I think, death metal, but they didn't grab me as much as the first 2. The 3rd album's not bad, Sufferance, but
Didn't grab you by the boo boo.
nah, not as much.
I don't really know a whole lot of like there's probably like barely any that I know Malaysian death metal bands. I know who Heretic Angels is.
I just checked out like Silent Death. So I guess they're one of the, around the same time as Suffercation. So
Yep.
I was gonna
checked
say
them out.
Death Guy, but they're from Thailand.
Mm.
Yeah, Silent Death, Senseless is a really good one.
Oh yeah, that.
They released one album called EME. That one I like a lot. Brain Dead. They have a fair bit of thrash in them, but they're definitely death metal. They're worth looking into as well.
I think I was thinking of the Brain Dead from Sweden, the one that has Dan Swano in it. They like spell it all weird.
Hmm.
It's like spelled
yeah.
like Bjorn Brain Dead.
Yeah. And there's they didn't never well they released an album like 2010 or something, but I don't know if I pronounced this right. Rator.
I don't know.
RATOR.
Were they from Malaysia?
Yeah, so they have one demo from '89 called Evil Symphony,
Mhm.
and that thing is like violent black death metal. It's wild.
Yeah, the production helps with that too. It just makes it sound like totally ferocious. You never heard Rator before, Paul?
No.
This was Angel showed me this thing. It's pretty fucked up. I think you'd enjoy it just because it's so fucked up.
The album they released in again I think it was like 2010 was good, but like you hear the demo and you're like, holy shit, this is insane. But then they release an album like over 20 years later, and you have this like raw bestial demo, and they produce an album that's fairly polished in comparison. And you're like, okay, I mean it's good, but it's not what I was expecting after that demo. But I mean,
It's not evil. It's not fucked up. Try to replicate that. Try to replicate the evil fucked up sound.
yeah, exactly.
Just try. Just
But,
give it a try. A lot of bands don't want to even try.
No.
They just want to think, oh, we're going to put out something with good production and everybody's going to like it. Nobody's going to like it. That's not why people like your music. Nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah, you gotta make it.
It's kind of like Evil! Yeah. It's kind of like Pactum, you know? Keep it like that. I don't know if
Yeah.
Pactum ever did good production shit, but they kind of kept the, fucked upness.
Oh, there's another band from Malaysia that you'll probably both like, Lang Swear. So they spell their name variably Langsuir and sometimes YR. And I don't really know when they decide to use which version, but
Did you say
in any
Lang
case,
Sphere?
Lang Swear.
Swear.
Swear? I don't know how to pronounce this. Come on.
How do you spell it?
Like,
You don't want to know.
I just spelled it.
Spell it again.
Langsuir.
S.
All right, now do it backwards for me, son.
Okay, here we go.
RIUSGNAL.
Damn.
Which is the good one here?
Occultist
The-
mysticism and
Uh-huh.
Eastern cruelty.
All right, they got that
Occultist
same symbol that
mysticism Closest to
Imperator's
what kind of thing we're talking about.
Okay. This kind of looks familiar. Don't know if I've heard it, but this is going on the YouTube fucking, I don't know, checklist or whatever.
Yeah, you'll dig this.
Like a friend yelled at me. I'm like, spell it again.
I just yelled it.
Yeah, cracking eggshells, bro.
I know, jeez. It's dumping them on the floor.
I rage. But
Yeah, I was
the thing is,
go ahead, dude.
no, I was going to
Go
say
ahead.
for this album, Cryptic Existence, I don't think it's particularly original or creative. Like it's
I think
kind
it is.
of. I mean, again, I hear a lot of deicide in it, and I think that's sums up a lot of it. But it works for me. Like it just clicks in all the right places. It just does it right for me. And I don't know if that'll necessarily be the case for everyone, but I think for me it ranks pretty highly in my death metal albums.
Yeah, it definitely takes like the pop aspect out of Deicide. Like it's more like savage and sort of unhinged version of that. Because
Mhm.
Obviously, Deicide is a little bit more like song structure like oriented with like verse, chorus, and being like technically proficient at especially in Legion. But
Yeah. I was gonna say
Yeah.
even on Legion, where it's like the most savage.
Yeah, so they're
It's
like
still got the pop element.
yeah,
kind
where
of.
where these guys are like, they don't have like the rip rappy fucking Glenn Benton vocal arrangements on there. It's just kind of like doing it where it's necessary rather than like focusing on that as like a main focal point for the music.
Most of this blends together as a full album. Like it's hard to distinguish where songs begin and end. If you know what I mean.
And most of them sort of like just even the songs in themselves, like it was kind of hard to follow like what they were like going into, and like
Yeah.
how you said like um with the songs themselves, like they all sound like they're made of the same material, the same ideas, but they're kind of like arranged in like a weird fluidy type of way where it's like you can't really tell when one track ends and one starts and shit.
Yeah.
I think the production has a lot to do with that because it is this really dirty, grimy production, and if you're not paying attention, like the riffs will probably just go over your head, and it makes it sound a lot more chaotic.
Yeah.
I think it
But
is
that's
that
what I
chaotic. The
actually really like
production,
about
the
it.
production helps though with the kind of the technical
Yeah.
chaotic nature of it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a chaotic album. But again, it's weird too, right? Because it is chaotic, but then it just like randomly breaks into these melodic segments that don't always last very long. But you're just like,
Well,
where the hell did that come from?
that's part of the chaos. That's part of they're gonna bring in a lot of their influences and like whatever it may be, and kind of just throw it into this album and make it work, or maybe it doesn't even matter if it works. It blends together because probably because of the guitar sound. You know, it might not work as well if this guitar sound wasn't there.
Yeah, and I was thinking like this sounds like what like the description of what cavern core like death metal would be like, but it's like totally not that, you know. It's like the cavern core is like more, you know, the incantation sort of shit, but like it would be sick if there's more bands doing like this filthy sort of shit, like I guess more along the lines of like Autopsy and shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I
for
didn't
sure.
think of this, but I think this band is kind of more in tune with like the second Gore Guts album because of how kind of wild and the way it's structured.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't really think of that before, but it kind of is making sense because I mean, this is basically an early brutal death metal album. You know what I mean? It's got a lot of the it does have a lot of the Suffocation riffs. It has uh, maybe compared to like U.S. death metal, it has like straight up parts that sound like Resurrection's Embalmed Existence. And then also for whatever reason I got like Demigod's Slumber of Soul and Eyes. I'm hearing a lot of that kind of shit in there. Probably with some of the dissonant melodic parts.
Yeah.
And one of the first things I noticed, like when I first listened to this, I think it might be the second or third song, but one of the songs is a really fucked up like crossover thrash song
Yeah, I was
with
hearing
like
a lot
these
of
really
thrash
happy,
riffs.
really like bright sounding, probably like major tone or I don't know what the keys are, but not evil sounding, like kind of happy sounding. So like very first thing I heard was in particular Certain Death from Sadis. There's a lot of shit like that here, or at least in like maybe the third or fourth song. And then there's like Damien, Morbid Saint. I'm getting those kind of vibes as well. And then even some of the breakdowns too. I like crossover wise, I would say like Ludachrist or Gothic Slam are at least there are parts that sound like that in here. You know, death metal isn't the only influence in here too. I you know who you can compare this to as well? Probably like Ripping Corpse
Hmm.
or like Chemical
Yeah.
Breath or like I would say Nocturnus for sure because I mean there's pictures of one of the guys wearing a Nocturnus t-shirt, and I think that's what a lot of these solos are coming from those guys like twin guitar leads and shit.
Yeah, I'm sure they like that shit a lot because, you know, at the time what was there, they had like Altars of Madness and Abomination, so with Browning on drums, so that makes sense.
Yeah, and like Fred was saying, he said that this isn't too original. I really think it is pretty original. Like they're all every single riff here is kind of unique in a way that I've never really heard before from even wackier death metal bands like Sinister or Demented Ted or like I said Ripping Corpse. Some of these like really wild ones. Like, cause there's even some parts that like kind of sound like Holocausto riffs, and some of the riffs too are so off time but on purpose. Like you'll hear a lot of weird drum cymbal hits and things like that,
Hmm.
but on purpose. You know, they're like purposely fucked up sounding.
Yeah.
And I think yeah, just about every single riff is unique and different from like anything that I've heard, or at least done in a different way than I've heard from any other band. It's really I think it's really something. This is a fucking standout album.
Yeah, I definitely got to check out the rest of their discography because I really like this shit. It was like atmosphere in a good way. Like they put you right into the fucking the ugly, filthy shit.
So
You know, this
the rest of
Go
their
ahead,
albums
Fred.
don't quite sound the same as this one. Like the first three all have their own kind of own unique takes on it. The first album is probably closest, but it's not quite as savage as this one.
No.
I don't want to call it atmospheric, but it has a bit more ambience to it. They kind of focus a bit more on that. The third album is it feels restrained, almost like they're afraid to cut loose as much as they do on this one. So it actually, the third album kind of reminds me a bit of Gorefest when they went a bit more groovy. So like it's still a good album, but it doesn't touch the first two as far as I'm concerned. And it's Dan, you're about to say something.
I don't even remember what the fuck I was gonna say. I don't know, but yeah, man. I mean, this kind of just reminds me of, like I've said for years, or at least in my head, I'm thinking like, '90s death metal. I think has for a long time been my favorite style of music, like in general, and it feels like I know what I was gonna say. I'll say it after. But yeah, this kind of just reminds me of why I like '90s death metal so much. It's fucking excellent. The musicianship here is excellent. The structures, all the riffs. It's just so. This is really alien sounding too. It's fucking awesome. And what I was gonna say before is the. I really like the album cover too. Even though it seems like innocuous, it kind of reminds me of the first Gorguts album cover, Considered Dead, where
Yeah.
it's like there's like that lid, looks like a sewer lid, and there's like maybe something gonna come out of there. It kind of reminds me of that, where it's like
That
the
guy coming
Considered
out of
Dead.
the corner.
Yeah, there's like some ghost demon robot coming out of the corner in the middle of this nice like tomb with flowers in the water. It's mysterious. It's alien. And it's fucking brutal.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Kind of reminds me of Gorelust too. The way this is so fucked up. The Reign of Lunacy, the one with the dead guy in the piano.
Yeah,
Piano, yeah.
This is one of
I
those
love that album.
early brutal death metal. It's fucking awesome.
I was gonna say the album art. Since we're speaking about it, it reminded me of like that newer band, Aborto Facient or something, where
Oh yeah.
they're like in a crypt and there's like a bunch of bones. For some reason, it looks like they're like in some sort of like crypt or something with that little sewer.
Yeah,
lid.
yeah.
Like it's like murky and shit.
It reminds me of the sewer days in high school when we'd go hang out down there.
Yeah.
Evil.
Yeah.
I find it. I get what you're saying by it sounding alien, but to me it feels old, like older than it.
Like
Should be.
ancient.
Yeah. Ancient
Yeah.
aliens.
Ancient aliens, right? No, dude, that's a big
Just
reason
there's
why
Paul
I
with
like old
crazy
school
hair
death
going
metal.
aliens.
Yeah, aliens.
Suffercation.
Suffercation. No, I think that's a big reason why I like old school death metal so much is because it feels ancient, like all of it, like from the artwork to the production to the way kind of everything works. It's almost like some kind of fucking secret passed down. The way you're writing this stuff and forming good bands and good names and fucking kind of every aesthetic choice and every sound choice. It's almost like a passed down secret from the fucking the gods or something, or
Yeah.
some kind of ancient cult. That's how I always felt about it. That may sound stupid, but it's actually not. It's actually awesome. Thank you very much.
Sounds pretty smart.
Yeah, yeah. It reminds me
I
of
get the same kind of vibes off of it that I do on Emperor's Wrath of the Tyrant demo. Same.
Yeah,
kind of
that
really
is
old,
awesome.
musty vibe off of it.
I think that feeling kind of goes away with as black metal kind of goes on and starts forming full length albums. But yeah, Wrath of the Tyrant is so fucking like ancient, venomous, fucked up.
It's probably my favorite black metal recording.
It's kind of
Like this.
disturbing that people put all their time into making albums and demos that are just so, I don't know, just fucked. I like it. It's just cool.
Isan's vocals on that are demented. Like especially like the howling cackle at the beginning of the title track.
Go ahead, I'm chewing a Rice Krispie.
Ooh.
Crunch.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. I'm done. It's your turn now. or Paul, come on, pick up some of the slack here.
What do you got, Paul? Got anything cool to say?
I was gonna say like with the murky, filthy sort of thing, like it sort of seems like adjacent to like the cult black metal in a way, and because you're speaking about like how it feels like like cult knowledge or something being passed on like with death metal. I definitely with this release, just because how like I don't have any more adjectives, man. Just how like filthy this shit is. Like it seems on the same status of those like occult occult black metal albums. Like looking at it even more and listening to it doesn't have anything really to do with like Mortuary Drape, but just like the aesthetic, I get that feeling from it.
I get you.
Yeah. But yeah, what track do you want to listen to? Maybe we can get into that right now.
My pick was number 3, Dark Reflections.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and listen to that right now. We're back. Listening to a beautiful piece of art.
Ancient piece of art.
It sucked.
Paul, that reminds me of a quote that you said to our friend Nelson when he asked, he said, "So what's the difference between death metal and grindcore? So grindcore is just like fast?" And then Paul goes, "Death metal is fast, nerd."
It's true.
Yeah.
Why does he sound like the guy in the plane that was asking for 2 glasses of milk?
Well, hopefully.
Babe? Well, that's my friend Nelson. He
Thrash Lord Nelson.
yeah, when you haven't seen him in a while, well, even not even a while. He used to do this all the time, where he would ask you a question about somebody, but he would make you ask the question. What are you talking about? So he'll be like, "Hey, where is she? Where's who, Nelson? Georgina." "I don't fucking know. I haven't seen her in 10 years, dude."
Where is she?
"Where is she? Where?" Yeah, he makes you ask, like, "What are you talking about, motherfucker?" This is the guy I went to Emperor with.
Hey, who are they?
Hey. Well, Nelson found a pile driver pin on the floor and he gave it to me, so that was cool. We were the Metal Inquisition. We sentenced you to death by guillotine. Know what I'm saying?
That makes up for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
I'd say so.
But yeah, this track, man. I think it was like the first track of the album to introduce that sort of melody, and it's like so fucking catchy. And these songs, like the structures of the song, it just keeps going and going and going and giving. Like it doesn't like seize. Like of course it brings back like riffs and shit, but just everything in between those.
Not a lot of them. Maybe
repetitions,
just
like two
maybe
riffs.
just like 2 riffs. Yeah.
Yeah, between
Not a
those
whole lot.
repetitions, it's like they're jam packing like so much shit. Like Fred said, like they start off right with the solo, and the drumming's just fucking incredible on here, especially all like the stop start shit, along with like the cymbal punches on those chug riffs. And I totally see what you mean with like this being like proto brutal death or something,
Yeah, it's an early brutal death. It's like Gore Lust. It's like some of the more brutal parts of the Resurrection album.
Yeah, and then what I was saying, like while we were listening, I was hearing, due to the vocal delivery, that Finnish band Inferior spawned at dawn, where it's just like sort of relentless guttural vocals.
That's almost like war metal. Would you say that?
Inferior?
Yeah,
It is pretty like
it's like a type of war
non-stop.
metal.
Yeah, but then they went into like porno fucking shit later, and it's not really interesting. But I like this EP.
Yeah, I saw somebody call the first Absu demo ripping war metal. So
Yeah, the absolute demo is fucking sick.
it's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
91. Fuck.
Mhm. Yeah, that one's sick.
The band photo for Suffercation on this album, one of the guys is actually wearing an Absu shirt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's what made me look up Absu to kind of maybe see if there's any kind of connection, but maybe not. Maybe they just kind of take a lot of their influences and throw them in there. You at least with like these guys looking at their shirts, they know of like a decent amount of bands for being from Malaysia. I mean, I don't know what the situation was like back then with kind of obtaining music and kind of information about it, but that's awesome. These guys kind of fucking figured it out with like flying colors. You know what I mean?
Brought it to that part of the world, making shit for themselves, and it. I wouldn't say it's so much of like a Brazilian scene, a Greek scene, or anything like that, but that just be me not knowing so much about it. But from hearing this, it's fucking great. If everything else sounded like this album, then this is fucking some untapped shit.
I don't necessarily think that Malaysia was nearly as prolific as the South American scene, but
Yeah.
there was a fair bit of good bands in there, and it wasn't just death metal. Like for more black and stuff as well. Like you had Blackfire is like usually the one that people point to as um, the originator of extreme metal in Malaysia, right? Because they've been around since like the early '80s. And but the weird thing is they never actually released anything till like the 2000s. Like they they wrote songs, they performed live, and you can get there is a CD released of a live show from 1988 that also has a rehearsal track from God knows when. But the first album came out in like 2000, I don't know, 2003, 2006, something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, if there was like material you can hear.
I was gonna say, well, I wonder what the holdup was.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's a really good album, and it sounds a lot like the Japanese Sabat, but slowed down. Yeah. Lahir Dari Api, that's what it's called apparently, 2006, and the Hereafter Live 1988. And the vocals on that recording are a bit cleaner, so it sounds a bit more heavy metal. But the album is much more like, you remember on Sabat, Temis Osman, when he was doing vocals, it was more of like almost like a squawk kind of style of vocals. Blackfire on the album, the first album, makes me think of that. I know they dropped an album this year. I haven't heard anything from it though, but kind of curious about it.
You know, I don't really know how far. So how many albums does Suffercation have after this?
Like 4 or 5, I think.
Okay, well, I won't say this for this band, but I'll say this for a lot of old death metal bands that were this brutal. I you know who else you can compare this to? Fucking like Brutality. I would compare this to like the first Brutality album.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, with bands that do a style like this that is so chaotic and sinister too, for that matter, that's so like tech and brutal and like really innovative for the time. It seems like these bands don't really get more innovative as they go on. They start to like dumb down as their albums go on. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe they feel like they they fucking shot their fucking load already, and like that's it. That's the rest is kind of the residual like dribble. I know that's disgusting, but that's the euphemism I'm fucking going with.
So it's almost like Slayer and Rain and Blood, right? Like, where do you go from there? Do you go faster? Can you even go faster? And then they kind of reel.
Yeah, exactly. And no, they
South of
don't.
Heaven.
They don't. I don't dislike South of Heaven, but it's definitely a like coming to terms with like being a more mainstream band.
Well, that's what, in this case, they're saying, with the later material, they wanted to be more radio friendly, and like, it says like here on Metal Archives, they were trying to get like commercial success from their music, but
Suffercation was?
yeah, so they're trying to like sell out, but I guess they came back to their origins after those next 2 albums.
Yeah, I'm not even saying that that's a bad thing, because I'm not one of these people that gives a shit if a band wants to sell out. I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But it's just an observation, like bands fucking, shoot their load in the first album, and then they first 2 albums, then they fuck off into mediocrity.
Yeah, they shoot their load and they can't even get it back up now.
Yeah, exactly. then they're like, then they're lost. Then they're lost in like the mediocrity sauce, where shouldn't the goal be each album you get better and like blow everyone's mind with the music, rather than, oh, this band put out another album, I don't give a shit, or this album fucking sucks.
I remember they were good.
Yeah. Oh, that band. Yeah, their first album was good. It's very rare. It's not too rare, but you get a band that has like a solid catalog.
I think the only one I can think of is probably Putrid Paw, honestly.
Damn, son.
It's got better and better.
Yeah.
No,
Science.
Go on.
I think somebody said that about Axis of Advance. They said they like shot their load and fucking strike,
Ah,
and then kind of like dribbled out. I don't think so though. I think they kind of
Don't
stayed
think
up.
that's
No, because
true,
you
no.
like the list the most, right?
Mm.
You strike boy.
Nah, I mean, I think I've changed my. I've changed my list with the list. I think strike is number one, and the list is like just a point one behind
Hmm.
where strike is because it's not as ambitious, but it's still very it still is ambitious. It's still very cool. It's just like, dude, strike is almost one of these impossible albums to make, and same with this, and same with like the early Sinister stuff. Same with like even something as simple as Dismembers, like an ever-flowing stream. To me, that's like a perfect fucking album that does everything I want it to, and in unexpected ways. Because there's a ton to that album that I think people don't really look at. I think that's kind of one that people know, but it's like no, spend 3 weeks with like an ever-flowing stream, and you know, uh, punch your fucking dog in the head, and fucking metal stuff. Punch a hole in the wall, break your lamp, put your shoe on your desk, things like that. Metal stuff.
I don't know. For me, Strike is definitely number one. God gave it to Obey after that.
Yeah, Obey is really sick.
Actually, for Axis, I'd probably say the list is the bottom for me.
I would say.
You're wrong.
I don't know, man. Probably Purify is the bottom for me.
Oh,
I think
really
it goes in
like
order.
And I mean, like, bearing in mind that these are like slim delineations, right? Like, I love all of them.
Me too.
Like, Axis at their worst is better than most bands at their best. So,
Yeah, totally.
saying that
But
the list
that's
is
a-
on the bottom doesn't say anything bad about the list. Just means I like the other one's better.
And for these
Yeah.
albums to come out like so close to each other, like
That's
2001,
impressive.
2002, 2004, 2006.
And each of them to have a totally different sound, a reinvented sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each time. Different guitar tone each time, different structures, different types of riffs.
And then like these
yeah,
guys
man,
were
pretty incredible.
like, especially like Jay Reed, like he was like doing a bunch of fucking bands during that time too.
Yeah, I think he was
Yeah.
like with Archon and Festus and Faustus and
Then it's fucking
all the revenge touring and
shit,
stuff.
Yeah.
hmm
So
I
it's
guess I
like-
would kind of compare this to. You could compare the Suffercation thing to the first Axis album, and also say the first Cryptopsy album, because those two have such raw, fucked up guitar tones, and yet like within these albums there are amazing riffs, but they're kind of hidden, and you really kind of have to pay attention to it. And same thing with Dismember. I feel like there is a lot of things you're gonna miss with Dismember as well. Because of the guitar tone. It's not quite the same as Left Hand Path. They kind of fuck with a little bit.
Yeah.
These are like cryptic things that you really, really need to be paying attention to. But I mean, a lot of people. These are favorites of like diehards and shit for a reason. And I think this should be too. There's a statement about that.
Yeah. Fred, how did you even come across this album enough for it to be one of your favorites?
Just digging in the Malaysian scene, and because I like looking up bands that come from countries that you don't hear about as much, and Malaysia was one of them. I forget how I found these guys specifically, but I think I was originally like digging around on the label Nebula, Nebiula, and they appear on one of their compilations. I think that's how I first really started digging into them. Because the first Malaysian band I really listened to was Langswear. And that one, I have a couple other releases that compiles the Eastern Cruelty and Occultist Mysticism, and those have bonus tracks about appearing in like the Nebula compilations, and looking at those compilations and seeing the other bands, and they're basically all Malaysian bands on there. Just kept tugging at those threads and finding the different bands that way. That's how I like got into Suffercation, As Sahar, and all those other bands.
And then
Asahar is really good. I gotta come back to them as well.
Oh, is that the one that you showed me a while ago? It has like a red cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that shit was really sick, actually.
Yeah,
It's very
actually,
Mediterranean sounding.
yeah. They're Singaporean, and I keep thinking they're Malaysian, but they they kind of went in the same kind of circles. I'm thinking of Silkenaz, not Al Sahar.
I like the Fina Mystic album. That one's really cool.
Yeah, Phantom Mystic is cool. The other one I really like is Oriental Blasphemy. That one has some
I believe
pretty
I've heard that
wild
one
sounding
before.
stuff on there.
I like that title too. Oh yeah, this one
Yeah.
is cool, man. I haven't heard this in forever.
Yeah, this one's great. And they've released a lot of stuff that I
SR.
haven't heard too.
Yeah, same here. They have a ton of stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard
Yeah.
of a fanzine called, or maybe it's not a fanzine, it's like a underground magazine, Death Industry? You guys know what that is?
No.
Some cool shit in
I don't
here.
think
There's
so.
interviews from Intense Agonizing, Ancient Rites, Dragon from Poland. I don't know if you guys know who that is. They're fucking pretty weird. Some like heavy kind of Godflesh type band called Eyes and Water. They were off of I think they were in Peaceville.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's like Impetigo interview. Oh, Fred, you know these guys? Psychosis from the States.
I don't think so.
It's pretty wild stuff. I'll send that to both of you guys. It's really fucking excellent. It's kind of, I want to say necrovorish, but maybe that's just the savageness of the music, not so much what it actually sounds like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, here we go. They got a fucking interview from a Corpse from Scotland.
Oh, nice.
And Corpse, he says, he's talking about Godflesh and Skin Chamber. He says, personally, I cannot fucking stand that type of music. To me, it's not music. I just don't get it. The drum, not a fucking computerized boom, boom, tick, boom, boom. Fuck that. I get mad thinking about it. That's what it says.
Bruh.
Mhm. Then there's an advert for Amorphous, the Corellian Isthmus. It says, a crushing crusade of brutal, skull-pummeling atmospheric death metal. Jagged riffs. Carve the mind with the following precision. Come get your car! We got an interview from Monkey Mush. Do you guys know who Monkey Mush is?
No.
From
No.
Sweden. They were like a death grind project. I think it had something to do with Nicky Anderson. And I've known about these guys since I had that fucking Swedish death metal book. But you can't really find anything from this band. I've always been interested in listening to Monkey Mush. Yeah, they got an interview from fucking Godforsaken and Excavation. I ought to let you borrow these things, Paul. I have a lot of fucking like old school magazines and shit.
Send them over.
Yeah. There's even like reviews. You got Mortuary Drapes, Into the Drape, all kinds of stuff. You still have my fanzine from when you went on the plane?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Still getting through those.
That's all right. I don't come back to. I just kind of came back to these because I don't know. I was bored. But I'll give them to you. You're the reader.
You do these
You know,
scholarly stuff.
When you guys were talking about Malaysia, it kind of had me thinking about when did Trump become president? 2016.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I posted on Facebook because people were really upset that he won. And I posted that because a lot of people were like, I'm going to get deported. A lot of people were actually afraid that they were going to get deported. And I made a post. I said, I've been deported to Indochina. And my friend Danny from a band called Vomit Beast, he commented on it. And he was referring to our bass player from Funeral Smoke. You remember him, Paul?
Yeah.
He kind of looks Asian. He's a Mexican guy, but he has like the native look. And he said Giovanni got deported to Malaysia. And I thought that was fucking funny.
Vomit Beast is a great name.
What's better, that or Slut
Yeah, yeah.
Vomit?
Oh, Slut Vomit for
Oh,
sure.
Slut Vomit.
But Vomit Beast is a pretty cool name.
Yeah, no, it's good. Like
I
nothing
think-
can really top Slut Vomit.
Yeah. Did you met that guy Danny, right, Paul?
Probably.
I think we met him at the Makwahedal, or you met him at the Makwahedal show.
Yeah.
I think he's playing like outlaw country now. Like on stage, he's wearing a cowboy hat and playing, country music in country bars. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like a black metal guy with the black metal garb, and then every other weekend he'll go out and wear a cowboy hat. This is a guy with a heavy like accent, but he sings like a good old boy. when he gets on stage. It's kind of cool.
Reminds me of the Aeon song, God Gives Head in Heaven.
Yep. He will swallow it all. Your filthy Christian seed. God gives hair in heaven.
But
I remember we would play that in your car with your mom.
oh yeah, played
good
all the
times.
bangers.
Good
Yeah.
times. Always play the bangers. Ma, put this. You'd be in the front seat just playing with the iPod. Your mom wouldn't say anything. Most parents would be like, I don't want to listen to this music.
Yep, she's a gem.
Yep.
But yeah.
Thank God for Mama Mendez.
Yeah. Should we get into our last words about this?
Is it that time?
It's sometime.
Okay.
Unless
What
you,
the fuck?
unless you have more to say,
Not off the top of my head.
Freddie.
Fred's dead, baby.
Zed's
Pulp
dead.
Fiction. Bruce Willis.
But he's asleep. Well, you have to wake him up then, aren't you?
Yeah. The what was that guy's name?
The Gimp.
Gimp or something? Yeah. I'm pretty fucking far from okay.
Oh, I love that movie.
Then they play that song. That like surf song or whatever.
I have like the soundtrack to that movie memorized. In any case,
Ketchup.
Cryptic Existence. It's an awesome album. It's the solos are my favorite thing on this. Like they're just fucking wild. They just totally flail. The random melodic breaks are unexpected, but they fit in perfectly with the chaos. The bass dances all around this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a weird, old sounding release. I dig a lot. I dig it a lot, guys. That's probably why I picked it.
Good pick, actually.
You can play Mortal Kombat with a friend in Vietnam.
What do you think
Sorry,
of it,
from the
Dan?
cable guy. Dude, A plus album. I
Finally.
think Fred said, yeah, exactly. Fred said something. I think it was during the horror episode that horror was his favorite. That
You picked?
he hadn't heard from
Oh,
both
yeah.
of our picks.
Mhm.
Also, I don't know about yours, Paul, but for sure, Fred, this is my favorite pick that you've done so far. And I knew the name of this band. I think I might have heard a demo. I don't even remember, but I wasn't expecting this type of shit. I kind of expected something more Swedish sounding, something a little bit more generic, and it definitely wasn't. It's innovative. All the riffs are creative. The musicianship is there. The vocals are awesome. Yeah, dude, A plus album. This is fucking awesome.
Do you like this one more than Murder Rape?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yes,
this one's like
yes,
up
absolutely.
there, up there with Murder Rape.
I'm more of a at core, I'm more of a death metal person. So this is definitely more up my alley. I like Murder Rape a lot. Don't get me wrong, but this is more, it's more my thing.
You like Murder Rape a lot? What about the band?
Both. I like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Whatever words you want to put in my mouth, pal. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. You know what? This is totally off topic. That's what we do best. We were talking about pronouncing things incorrectly before.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was a kid, I used to be huge into Jurassic Park. Had just come out, and I had a T-shirt that had a Velociraptor on it and it said "Rap Attack."
Dude, that's badass.
Yeah, it was a great shirt. I wish I could find a new one that would
Rap
actually fit more.
Attack.
But I didn't know, I hadn't seen Jurassic Park yet when I got that shirt. I just
Poser.
knew. I had actually read the book before I
Oh,
saw the movie.
never
Believe it or
mind.
not.
Jeff Goldblum poser.
And but I had never actually heard anyone pronounce Velociraptor. I didn't know how to pronounce it, and I thought it was Velociraptor. and I thought my T-shirt
Okay.
said "Rape Attack." So like I go
Wait,
around
how,
pointing my
how,
shirt.
how old were you?
Oh, I was like 8.
So you
So,
knew
like,
what
I
rape
go around-
was, but you didn't know how to spell it?
I didn't know what rape was.
You're just
So-
saying that.
I just run around like pointing my shirt saying "Rape Attack," and maybe people are like, oh,
Rape
God,
attack!
okay.
Oh, this Freddy. It's like when Frederick went goth, huh?
So, with that said, Paul, I believe we're at your.
Yeah, this was
Fred's
definitely
special move, rape attack.
definitely a contender for your best
Album
pick.
of the year.
Yeah, 1994. Yeah, I think it should be
Well, recorded in 93. Haha.
end in 30 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
30 seconds.
this was a contender for your best
Greatest
pick.
pick of them all.
Yeah, so I don't know how you're gonna top this one. You definitely top Lullaby with this, and we'll keep this going. We'll let you pick again. But yeah, this like what Dan was saying, like he expected something Swedish. I expected something more along the lines of like Brazilian shit, where it was like savage, sort of like
Noise
thrash based death metal.
Mm.
But it was like totally something different, especially with like how proficient they were with like all those solos, throwing them like pretty much wherever they want, and like for long sections, it would like go through different riffs, doing solos the rest of the along with them, you know, and then with the melodies and the drumming was like really impressive too, because they would keep like a like a mechanized time with the blast beats and shit, but he would be doing like crazy rolls and fills and like cymbal chokes and shit, along with like the chug riffs, and what Dan said about this being sort of proto brutal death metal. I totally see that and like appreciate this even more, and I definitely have to listen to this and actually listen to Fred's Rex now, because this is impressive. This is really impressive. And yeah, thanks for showing me, like I always say.
I'm actually gonna pay attention to what he says now.
Freddy's worth listening to.
I'm just luring you in so that I can like pull another lullaby next time.
I think episodes like that are necessary, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I think my next pick is gonna have to be like a straight black metal release. 'Cause I don't think we've
Yeah,
really
you
done
do.
a
You
straight
have to
black
do it.
metal.
No, we have not. We talked about this before. We've kind of been holding out on that.
Yeah, so unless you wanted to beat me to the punch, I think my next one's gonna be a straight on black metal.
There you go.
Release.
That'll be good.
Even though I consider Murder Rape to be straight up black metal, but that's
No. It's too early. It's too different.
It's not like black metal as we know it. As we
Yeah,
know
it's
it.
not. It's
definitely-
like the old occult style. It's not anything like second wave sounding. I think that's what we
Yeah.
meant by like a black
it's definitely
metal
not
release.
representative of the second wave sound. No. for
No,
sure.
no, no. That's what I mean. We haven't had anything like that. You've already given us Murder Rape and Lullaby, which are basically like occult Black Death, proto, like first wave stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do Panzer Division Marduk. That.
Oh
Some better, Freddy. Come on.
So
no,
what do
no,
guys
he
think
can do
of it?
whatever he wants.
Well, there were blast beats.
Exactly. Like what I know of that album, it's just kind of that's all you get. All you get is the damn blast beat.
You know what?
But hey, that's up
I
to you.
like it, but they've done so much better, like before and after that. Actually, their new album sounds like it's really good.
Only thing that I'm really into. This is gonna sound stupid. Like I don't know anything, but first Marduk. That's the only one I really bothered to check out. Everything else, I don't know. Kind of like
Dark
Satyricon.
Empress.
I expect something from these bands, and it's not good. But Satyricon is actually surprisingly good.
So I mean,
I just avoided it for a long time.
yeah, no, I
Same with
get
Marduk,
that. Like, I've done that with a lot of bands too. For
Gorgoroth
whatever
too,
reason,
and
just
then
ignore them.
yeah, Gorgoroth was one
But-
of them too. But come to find out, the first like 3 albums are fucking excellent.
I think you'd really like Opus Nocturne. That one's my favorite.
Mhm.
But my second favorite's actually um, Plague Angel from 2004, right after Ariak or Mortis, whatever, joined as the new vocalist. But
Paul, do you kind of get the same feelings about like Satyricon and Gorgoroth and Marduk, where it's like I don't even want to try to listen to this?
Yeah, well, I experienced that. You know, it's just like but you know, some of it is actually, you know, like you said,
like
pretty
hidden-
good.
Yeah, there's like hidden stuff in there where you wouldn't expect it. Like I didn't expect the first two Gorgoroths to be as good as they were. You know, I've only started listening to those maybe like 3-4 years ago, which is kind of late. You know,
Yeah,
for bands that well known. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's supposed to be like
Yeah.
your foundation, but you
Exactly.
you end up going past it. You know, because you know you find so
Yeah,
much better shit. You know.
Yeah. You know, my foundation was like Immortal and Venom, pretty much. I kind of and maybe like mainstream Gorgoroth songs and shit like that.
Yeah.
But
I
you
was
know,
that way with Sepultura. Like I had Morbid Visions and Bestial Devastation, but like the ones that they're really mostly known for,
Arise maybe.
yeah, Rise and Beneath the Remains.
Yeah.
I actually only got Beneath the Remains like 3 years ago. I don't know why. I just
It's solid. It's solid like thrash.
yeah. My favorite will always be Morbid Visions. Like I love Morbid Visions. It's
Morbid Visions is the best one. It's fucking awesome. Are we still
Hear
on?
them.
Yes.
Oh, we are. Oh my gosh. Say something.
Well, that's
It's
it.
like-
Bye.
It's like the Tenacious D fucking gig simulator. He presses the button. He goes, play something, douchebag. I broke Monster Mash.
All right. Well, it's end of an
About
era.
that time.
End of
Yeah.
end of an era.
Which era is that?
You know, summer, fall. It's coming into there. Fred's last pick of this cycle month,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna go into something different. Fred said he's gonna do some black metal.
We're moving into the 20s.
Yep. When we're
I am
gonna-
ready for the longest, coldest winter ever. Bring it on.
Yeah, summer's
Winter is coming.
Summer's not my friend.
Satan, let it end. Sunshine burns in my eyes.
Make my skin feel like ah.